Buongiorno, everybody. Today I'm making our lunch, so you get to join me. I have some beautiful broccolini had some in my fridge that I forgot about because it was in the back. It's still nice and crisp and fresh though, so we're gonna use it up today. So anyway, welcome back after New Year's here, and I hope everybody had a great week this past week. So real quick right now, just because I put the water on already, I'm putting my pasta in the water. It's nice, and actually I didn't even salt it yet, so let's salt it with my nice coarse salt, my sea salt. Today, because I love these, we're gonna use bucatini. So I don't know if you know what bucatini are. They're round, but they have a little teeny weeny hole down the middle. They're fun. So, oops, and put those in the water. Get those babies started. Two little pieces. And this is my favorite pasta that I get over here. It's called Granoro, G-R-A-N-O-R-O. I love it. This is made in Puglia, in my region of Italy. So a lot of people who have gluten issues can have European products because they're not genetically modified. So just check it out. Try it and see. Because if you can have good pasta, then it's better. And we're going to trim the broccolini. Okay. I always just cut the very tip of the bottom off because, you know, it gets brown sitting in the refrigerator, that little teeny piece, but the whole stem is good. So I'm just going to take a little trim off the bottom. Oops, I put that in with my garlic. Put that over there. Then I'm just going to kind of cut them in thirds. Some people will leave them long, and especially since we're making a long pasta, but you know, I still like to be able to get a bite full. If you have a really big floret like this one, just kind of cut it in half once or twice. But otherwise, it's all good. So here's a hunk of prosciutto that I had that I bought whole. You can use prosciutto, you can use speck, you can use pancetta. If you use the pancetta, that's raw, so you're going to cook that up first. This stuff is already cured. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut some hunks of this off. And then I'm just going to cut it into little strips. You know, pieces like, you know, like this. All right, I'm going to have a little bit of garlic here. And I'm just going to coarsely chop the garlic. Let me see, well, let's do that first. Just coarse chop. I don't want little teeny pieces, and I don't want big fat ones. Enough to give it some flavor, spread it out. So, here's what we're gonna do first. Put the pan on. Because while the pasta's cooking, by the time the pasta's done, we will be just about done. I'm moving a little slow today. I don't know why. It's gloomy out. It's what it is. So, start with a little olive oil. I'm going to use this not too hot. I turned it lower. There we go. Got my pan warm. I'm going to turn it to like a medium because I want to use extra virgin olive oil. So if you're using extra virgin, because it has so much better flavor with the broccoli, then you don't want to cook too high. So I'm keeping this kind of low. We're just going to take our time. Nice little coating there. Oh yeah. We're going to throw our garlic in. Nice little sizzle. And then, you know, with the broccolini, just check it as you go. Actually, that was a little, there we go, a little ugly piece. But I had already washed it and had it in my bowl ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and put my meat in, so my chunks of meat. And the meat doesn't really have to cook, just crisping up and warming up because it's already cured. Now, like I said, if you're using pancetta, which is raw, then put the pancetta in first before the garlic and let it start to cook up and crisp up. It's really good with pancetta also. But I have this one last little piece, so I'm using it up because I don't want it to go to waste. Speck is another thing you can use. So, you know, you've got all these nice, you know, guanciale. These are all cured. Guanciale is the cheek. The prosciutto is the hock. the ham hock, so to speak, the leg. So, you know, you got all these other pieces that are just cured, and they have slightly different flavors, slightly different fat contents. Like the, if I was using pancetta, I wouldn't have used as much oil because the pancetta has a lot more fat in it, but it gives it such a good flavor, but it makes its own oil. Online this morning in my little news feed, I only read headlines. Sometimes I'll read the first paragraph of a story, and I'm not even going to get into names, but there was an actress who I like very much. She's really clean cut and everything, and she was talking about how she posted a holiday family picture and people were bashing her picture. I mean, I just don't know. Hear the sizzle? See, what's nice is these are a little bit wet, so I get a little bit of that steam action going. I want to toss it around so it all gets covered in the oil. And then the broccoli has a nice sheen to it. Oh yeah. Look at the color. Isn't that pretty? Garlic and, look at that. Garlic and pancetta and broccoli. It's Italian flag. Check it out. Anyway, so back to my little story from this morning. So she's talking about how people were completely bashing her, making fun, being critical. Even the ones that were saying nice things were saying it meanly, or saying mean things, saying them nicely, supposedly. I mean, you know what? If someone is out there willing to share their life with you, and you have the desire to watch them, then watch them because you like them. Don't watch it because you think it's a train wreck. Go look at your own train wreck before you criticize somebody else's. I just think it's not nice. Mean people suck, you know, it's really not nice. And there's nobody gains anything from not being nice. Look at how the color is enhancing. It's getting so bright. And we're gonna cook it just until it's tender. Because we want it to stay bright. So one thing I'm gonna do here is put a smidge of this. Woo! Smidge of the pasta water. So now, I gotta tell you, I've been debating for the last hour whether I wanted to make this soupy, because it is gloomy out and like a soup is nice, but I kind of wanted to make it gratinate, which is, you know, you make some breadcrumbs then with a little oil in them and you sprinkle them on top once you make the dish, and then we throw it in the oven for a minute and just crisp them up on top. It's so good. So before we're done, we're gonna see which way we end up with. I'm telling you this, I want everybody today to go on your Facebook feed, see a picture that might be questionable even, or something that's doesn't thrill you, or see somebody posted a family picture that only has like one comment. Go post something nice for them. Really makes, you know, for some reason this is our way that we're feeling good these days, so why not be part of the feel good? Feel good, be part of it. As soon as it's fork tender, you want it to be a little al dente. You don't want your stems to be mush. You know, you want to have some texture. So in here, you're getting all different kind of textures and flavors. Texture makes a huge difference. That's why I kind of like the breadcrumbs on top. So, I'm going to go ahead and put the pasta into the water here. I mean, out of the water, into the broccoli. Okay, toss this around. Make sure it's on low. I turned it up for a second. Look at that. Oh, what do you think? Are we in the mood for breadcrumbs or soupy?
Soupy.
Soupy. Yeah, it is one of those days. Pasquale actually wanted soup. All right, we're going to do the breadcrumbs next time. But I am going to take a minute and show you what I do. So I'm going to put a little bit more of the water in here. Now you can use your pasta water. You can use some vegetable broth if you want. But, you know, I had plenty in here. It's nice, salty flavored water. I'm going to put some black pepper on here. I like a little black pepper. what the smell that gives it, even just adding the pepper to it. And then I'm going to drizzle a little bit more of this extra virgin olive oil on top, just to mix things. It has such a nice flavor. And just a pinch of my Italian oregano. Just a little teeny. Look at it, so pretty. It's like snow. Boom. Just a little bit, because I have it, because it makes me happy. So now, while this is finishing up, and all the flavors are melding together, I just want to remind you guys that, you know, this is a new year. Don't make your New Year's resolutions those easy things and those same old things. The, oh, I'm going to lose 25 pounds, or I'm going to eat less chocolate, or whatever it's going to be. Don't. Instead of saying all the things you're not going to do, or the things that are hard to do, just choose some new habits. You know, just say, I'm going to eat more vegetables. That's really, really a good one, because, you know, every pasta dish you make, you know, so many people tend to have pasta just with tomato sauce, which is good because it's a vegetable, but just with tomato sauce and cheese on top and all that. Other people have it with, you know, cheeses and more cheeses, whether it's a macaroni and cheese, American style, or it's, you know, a heavy cream sauce or something like that. Let's try to have more light sauces like this. If you're going to put a little meat in it, just put a little bit of pieces like that for flavor, or you can leave it alone. You can put these broccoli with the cherry tomatoes cut in half. Oh, that's so good. And some onions. That's another way. So we're going to be exploring a lot of yummy, healthy, typical Italian dishes over the next, I don't know, days, months, year, whatever. And yes, of course, we're still going to have some fun treats as well. But I really hope that as this new year starts, we can really get into the groove of eating healthy and eating at the table. Coming up soon in the next week or two, it's being finalized tomorrow, I'm going to do a 5-day challenge that I'm going to invite you all to, that is going to be about getting your kitchen together ready for you to constantly be prepared to cook. So we're going to prep your kitchen so that you can then prepare for the family. I think we have some questions. Was there a question there?
Someone said, what brand is your pasta pot?
My pasta pot that I had the pasta in with the handle on it. This is actually a Cuisinart. I love it because it's a nice size, and I like that it's wide and plenty big enough for as much pasta that goes in my deeper pot, but it's easier to handle. It's such a nice pot. I don't know, I think it's probably a 5-quart. 5-quart? I think it's like my 5-quart pot, but it's got a handle and a handle on the other side too when you need it. This pot here, this pan here is my da terra cucina. If you want to order these fry pans, they also have a lot of other nice pots and pans in there on their site. Go through the link on my Facebook page. At the top of the page, there's a link to these pans right here. And they are ceramic coated. I'm not really touching the bottom. Normally I use my my silicone tipped pans because these are non-stick, but I'm just kind of tossing at the top here. So, all right. So I think this baby's done. We have a nice, oh, let me taste the garlic. I can taste the flavor of the prosciutto. And the broccoli, it's like a broccoli rabe, not quite as bitter, the broccolini. So it's so very nice. So I really encourage you to make a simple dish like this, easy peasy. You can do this same dish with standard regular broccoli, broccolini, broccoli rabe, any of those, or any bitter greens that can go in here, and you can do the same dish with either pancetta, prosciutto, guanciale, speck, any of those Italian cured, really pungent meats. If you wanted to, even if you have a hunk of ham left, cut it up in little strips and just use that. That pork flavor really gives it the punch. But you can also make it vegetarian. So the pasta I used was granoro from Puglia. Granoro, it comes in a red oval. And again, because it's made in Italy and it's made in Puglia. And of course, you know, like I said, your green vegetable, your little bit of meat, and your garlic. Good extra virgin olive oil. If you're using extra virgin olive oil, cook it a little lower. Don't cook it too hot. If not, start it out with regular olive oil, and then you can, at the end, put the extra virgin on. So that's that for today. So today, make a nice pasta dish. Make it a little soupy. It's nice for a cool day like this. We'll do another gratinata another time. But if you were going to do that, let me just tell you, you make your homemade breadcrumbs. So I've got some leftover bread here that got a little hard. It's a couple days old. So I would just put that in my food processor, blend it all up, mix it with a little bit of cheese, little grated cheese, little fresh cut parsley, little bit of olive oil, and I would sprinkle it on top, throw it in the broiler for just a couple minutes, and oh, nice little crisp. But today we're going soupy. So, have a good day, and remember to be nice. And today's challenge to you is go write something nice on somebody's Facebook page. Anything. Go write 2 lines. Don't just hit like. Go write 2 lines nice on somebody's Facebook page and be nice. And maybe say, pass it on. Share it. Share the idea on your page. Tell people on your page to go be nice to somebody else. Spread it. Okay. Have a great day. I will see you guys next time. Ciao.